says that we're live. I guess we're live. This is the first episode of Mangabros Live, or Mango Bros, as we might want to call it. I don't know. Oh, I need to silence my stuff. Okay, I'm not used to having the YouTube open, so I usually don't have to silence anything. Anyway, so here we are, the first inaugural episode of Manga Bros. This is something that has been a long time coming. We're really excited to present an all otaku, all anime manga related episode presented by the Omnibros Live, Omnibus Collectors Network, whatever you want to call it. Tonight, I have one of our OG. I, of course, am Ryley. Introduce myself real quick. One of the OG Omnibros. With me is Luis. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, how's it going, man?
We're doing well. Excited to be here. I know it's difficult to rip you away from Kingdom Hearts, so I appreciate you giving us an hour of your time tonight to talk about this wonderful geeky weeby stuff. And then right now, I've got the beautiful Nelson joining us as well. How are you tonight, sir?
I am very good. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much for joining. Somewhat last minute, but I know this is something we've been wanting to do. And then a little bit later, as soon as he's able to, we've got the man himself, Adonis, will be joining us in talking about this stuff. Mm-hmm. So real quickly, the quadrant of us, the Four Musketeers, will be talking tonight about releases for February is going to be the big topic. I'm going to run through those, talk about what we're excited about, any geeky, weeby related news, that's, big things that have happened in January. We can talk about our reads, what we're planning on buying, all that kind of stuff. So real quick, just jumping right in, I'm going to start going over some releases real quick in February. There's a lot of stuff, guys. Like
a lot of stuff.
A lot of books coming out in February, and it's going to be a mouthful for me to go through everything. I'm going to do my best, just, basically reading a phone book here for a few minutes. I guess we can do like 1 week at a time here. So the first week of the month looks like the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the releases on there. If I don't know what the hell it is, I'm probably just going to not say it, because I don't know what Armed Girls Machiavellium Collectors Edition Collection Blu-ray UK is.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here I don't recognize.
Okay. All right. So the first week of the month, we got, let's see, Aoharu Ride Volume 3, Black Clover 14, Black Torch 3, Boarding School Juliet 4, Boogie Pop Omnibus Volume 4 to 5, which is a light novel, Eden 0, 2, Food Wars 28, Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash Volume 9, How Not to Summon a Demon Lord Volume 3, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 3, Stardust Crusaders Volume 10, Juni Taisen Zodiac War Volume 3, Kino's Journey, The Beautiful World Volume 1, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, Kana's Daily Life Volume 4, My Hero Academia Volume 17, One Piece 89, Orasama Teacher 25, Shortcake Cake Volume 3, Soul Liquid Chambers 3, Takane and Hana Volume 7, Promised Neverland 8, Toradora Light Novel Volume 4, We Never Learn 2, and Yona of the Dawn number 16. And then the next day, Wednesday the 6th, is basically just a bunch of Blu-rays. Bungo Stray Dogs, Fate Apocrypha, Fate Stay Night, Fireworks, Interview with Monster Girls, JoJo, Stardust Crusaders Part 1, Keijo, Love, Chunibyo and Other Delusions, Miss Kobayashi, Sailor Moon Super S, and UQ Holder Complete Series. So that's our first week.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
that's a lot of stuff.
One. There's a lot of stuff, and a lot of those are big name titles too. So
that's a lot.
Y'all, what of that are, if anything, are you guys looking at? What are you excited for?
I mean, I'm not as heavy of a collector as you guys are into the manga scene, but even then, I'm like checking some stuff off my list. Like, yeah, I read that. Yeah, I read that. Yeah, I read that. There's at least 5 or 6 just books alone that I'm like, yeah, I read that, and I need to add that to my list as far as I need to catch up. There's obviously the Promised Neverland, the JoJo stuff, the One Piece stuff, just the more popular stuff. And I'm like, holy shit, the My Hero. It would be a heavy week for me if I was somebody who's ordering just regularly.
Right.
You know me, I do the digital thing. So
right.
It would be an expensive ass week for me. And I'm not even that heavy into it. I can't imagine somebody who's as dedicated as you guys.
Nelson, what do you got?
What am I getting? I don't know if there's a lot that I'm getting from here. I actually already have Promised Neverland Volume 8. Right Stuff already sent it to me. I'm not sure why they sent it early, but I got it right there. One Piece and My Hero Academia, those I read digitally because those are a pretty long series. But I'm still pretty excited that those are coming out.
Yeah.
And JoJo's, which I'll read eventually.
No,
once I get some space.
I know this about you, but a lot of other people don't, who might be watching. But you like to stick to shorter series.
Yeah.
I think what you've said before is 10 volumes is kind of the sweet spot for you.
Yeah, I don't always follow that rule, but yeah.
But that's
a few exceptions. I'm sure the Promised Neverland is going to go longer. I'm sure Golden Kamuy is going to go longer. Happiness, probably. Grand Blue.
He said the end is already in sight for Promised Neverland. Like his
natural. But that still means 20 volumes, maybe more.
Yeah.
So it's still going to be pretty long.
But not like One Piece, obviously.
Oh,
yeah, 89. That's ridiculous. I was looking at that list and I was like, wow.
Every time, I was actually physically writing down my list, and every time I write the volume number for One Piece, I was like, fucking 9, holy shit.
That's crazy.
For me in the first week, I've got a lot of those Shonen Jump titles: Black Clover, Black Torch, Food Wars, JoJo. That JoJo is the last part of Stardust Crusaders, so that brings us to the end, and then next we get the Diamond is Unbreakable in a couple months
with the different covers,
the redesigned covers that once
everyone's freaking out about.
Yeah, I know Adonis is not too happy about it. My Hero Academia, One Piece, Promised Neverland, and We Never Learn. I'm excited, very excited about most of those. We Never Learn, I'm still kind of on the fence.
I was about to ask you about that.
I
feel like I've seen that around, but I don't remember it.
Let me grab the book. It should be right over here. Ignore my crotch for a second.
Wait, this is a sports manga?
No.
Because I'm reading the synopsis. It sounds like a sports manga.
I think there is a sport, like an athletic chick in here, but it's kind of like it's a high school harem series, basically. Which I'm not really that into harem series. The only one I've ever been into is Love Hina. Basically, these 3 girls. One of them is into the arts, one of them's into the sciences, and the third one is into athletics. But they want to excel in the other things. So one of them who's good at math is yeah, I'm really good at math, but I'd rather go to school for English because I want to do this. And then the other one is well, I'm really good at English stuff and writing papers and analyzing books and stuff, but I'd rather do math and whatever. So they have this tutor, this dude that starts tutoring them, and he's trying to help them to excel at the things that they want to excel at. And the first volume was, it was okay. It was all right. Nothing that jumped out at me a lot, but it to me, it kind of, I'm on the fence of almost not picking it up. I'm going to try out the next 1 or 2 volumes. Usually I give a series 3 volumes just because it's kind of very, I don't know. It's not very exciting. There's nothing really new that's jumping out at me with this series.
Yeah.
The characters really come out as anything.
It's usually the case with harems.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing, the same cookie cutter thing. And I feel almost a little bit like, it's kind of sexist in a way, because it's leaning into that whole the only point for the female characters is for them to be pining after the guy, and I'm not crazy about that, but the whole concept of them wanting to be better at that certain aspect of school, and
that's pretty wholesome.
That's nice. I like that, and he's there, the main character that's tutoring them is there to kind of help them for those goals. So that aspect of it is what has hinged me onto still wanting to check out another volume or 2. Yeah. And I'll see where it goes. It might subvert my expectations for a harem series, and we'll see.
If anything, it's something kind of different than what you usually get.
Yeah, for sure. And then because with my reviews, I usually add in a little footnote about content and stuff. There is in the first volume at least one scene of somewhat like fan servicey stuff, and it's completely out of left field because it's not even like the typical like, oh, I'm in the bathtub or something.
It's surprising that it's only one for a harem. That's good. That's good,
that
man.
is definitely good. And it's not. It's just like she's like thinking, and she's like happens to be showering at the time, and she's like thinking about something, and then you flip the page, and it just completely nothing. So it's like it was
That
kind of
tends to happen a lot. They always have like that bathroom scene where they're like having an inner monologue. Sometimes it's tasteful though. Sometimes it's tasteful.
So we'll see. I will definitely report back on that. The next week of releases that pushes us out to the week of the 11th, 12th. Let's see. There's some Cardcaptor Sakura Blu-ray, Higurashi When They Cry Blu-ray, Pokemon.
Oh
the
wow,
Movie,
that's probably going to be pretty popular. Maybe not for me, but
I'm not familiar with that. What is that?
Higurashi? It's a horror series, and the premise is kind of that there's a time loop going on, and that's about all I know. I watched it a long time ago, but I don't remember anything. I tried watching it recently, but it's very dated. It's quite dated at this point. It's got that kind of like 2004 style that can kind of be hit or miss nowadays.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, go on. Sorry to interrupt.
And then no worries. And then on the 12th, I have Amigurumi Sweets, Beauty and the Beast Girl. These are all manga. Devil's Line, Volume 12, Full Metal Alchemist, the Full Metal Edition, Volume 4. That's the hardcover. This is not manga, but Viz publishes it. Homestuck, Book 4, Act 5, Act 1. Kase-san and Cherry Blossoms, Magi or Magi, The Labyrinth of Magic, Volume 34. My Solo Exchange Diary, Volume 2. Please Tell Me, Galko-chan, Volume 5. Record of Grand Crest War, Volume 2. Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle, Volume 5. And Tokyo Tarariba Girls, Volume 5. My Texan is showing because I'm like very much not pronouncing these right. Anything there are two particular books here that I'm looking at picking up, but anything from you guys?
I'm definitely picking up my Soul Exchange Diary Volume 2. I already have that pre-ordered because I really like the first book, My Lesbian Experience with Loneliness, and I'm waiting to read the sequel series until I get the second book. So I'm definitely getting that. Other than that, I don't think I'm picking up anything else, but I am interested in Devil's Line. That seems pretty cool. I think Kong liked it. I think it was him that liked it. And it seems pretty cool.
Luis, anything?
No, not off the top of my head, but I have heard of My Lesbian Experience. I've heard that's pretty good. I still need to sit down with it though.
Yeah, it was pretty solid.
Is it just how many volumes?
It's one volume standalone and then 2 volumes sequel, and that's it.
Okay. That's it.
So it's all, and then it's finished. That's really it.
Okay, that's good. So it's short.
Yeah, pretty short. And then it has kind of like an indie comics feel to it. It almost seems like an Image series or something like that.
No, I read through your recommendation. I read Pink earlier in the month or last month or whatever. Is it anywhere similar to the way that is?
No, it's a lot more introspective. It's literally an autobiography.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, basically the author is she's 28 years old and she's like living with her parents. She's not doing much, but she wants to be a mangaka, but she's not really doing anything to do it. So it kind of speaks to a lot of us that have kind of like, dreams that we're not really following, or people that are just kind of like in mid-20s not really knowing what to do, like myself. And I think it'll speak to people like that.
It sounds similar to Solanin.
A little bit, yeah. Except it's completely autobiographical. Like it literally is like her speaking from herself, and she just changes some things around to make the story flow well and whatnot.
Okay. For me, the 2 books that I'm looking at, Full Metal Alchemist, I've been collecting the hardcovers, the re-releases, very nice books. I believe it's going to be 17, 18 maybe volumes total of hardcovers, down from the total paperbacks, which was 27, I think.
Yeah, 27.
And then I've been collecting those Homestuck books as well. But as I said, that's not actually manga.
Tokyo Toribara Girls, or I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm also kind of interested in that because I watched Princess Jellyfish and I surprisingly liked it. I usually wouldn't like a show like that, but it was pretty funny. It was charming, and that's by the same author. So I'm gonna be like kind of keeping that in the back of my mind.
I'm just genuinely surprised you're a Homestuck fan, Ryley.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too.
I'm very sorry. So that
wait. Have you ever shown up at a con with like the orange horns? You haven't gone that far, have you?
no, I'm not that kind of fan. I am not a Homestuck. I just read Homestuck.
Okay, cool. Just wondering.
Back when I was really like spending every waking moment of my free time on Tumblr, like I basically was kind of dipping my feet into every fandom, and Homestuck was one that I was like, what the hell? So just out of the perspective of a comic book reader, because most of the people that were into it were not actually like comic readers, or they were only readers of like manga and stuff, I decided I want to try it. So I tried it out, and it was honestly very painful to get through the first part of it because it's extremely slow. But once I got past the first like act, which I had to get through by watching like someone made videos that basically narrated it because it was so hard to read through, it was so dense. I got really into it. Like I got super into it, and then my wife was like, "This stuff is really stupid. I don't know why you're into it. Like, Jesus Christ, Riley, this is awful." And then like the fandom is awful. There's a lot of really shitty.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah.
But I pushed through, and I wound up like reading most of it and getting caught up. And then, like most long things that I get caught up on, I completely fell behind, which is exactly what happened with One Piece years ago. So now they're releasing the hardcovers, which I never expected to actually happen. They kind of stopped the old paperback editions very soon into the series. And I've been buying these, and they're really well put together volumes. So I'm excited to get them and kind of see how it is. Because the whole last act or something of the series is a video, so I'm kind of curious how they're going to translate that.
I'm a fan of like multimedia things. Like I can't really think of any examples, but they are actually I can think of Nier Automata. Is one where they have a play that talks about part of the like it has part of the story and stuff like that. So they kind of spread it out. Hey, look who it is!
Hey,
what's up, guys?
Look at that sexy face.
Oh, thanks, ladies. What's up?
What's up, man?
What are we talking about?
So I'm just running through all the weekly releases, and we're about to get into the third week of February. The first week of February was jam-packed with books. Some things that I know you're looking at picking up because I know you.
Yeah, he's gonna get a lot of stuff here.
Let's see. I believe Black Clover, Black Torch, maybe. Do you buy Food Wars?
No, but I want to.
Okay, there's that.
That's another one I would get if I had space.
JoJo's the last volume of Stardust is coming out. My Hero, One Piece, but you do the 3-in-1, so that One Piece you won't be.
Yeah, he's already read it anyway.
Yeah, I'll be skipping that one.
Yeah, and then Promised Neverland as well. And then we did mention the cover changing for Part 4 of JoJo and how you were not a fan of that.
Oh yeah. No, I was not.
You sound so sad about it. You're like, nah, yeah, I don't like it.
No, I hate it. I hate it so much. I know Riley's very. I know Ryley doesn't care, but
I'm like,
it just does not look anything like.
I need the book. I just want the book on my shelf, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. But here's your solution. So
just put on a different shelf.
What we're gonna do is we need to get some custom designed spines that will look exactly like the JoJoniums and print it out on sticker paper, and then just put the sticker on. Just on the spine. That's all you need, and then it looks the same.
Okay.
That's the solution.
That sounds like a plan. Well, okay. Where's Kevin?
All right, so I'm gonna jump into the third week of February. God bless. There's a lot of stuff. Nice. Princess Principal Collection on Blu-ray. And then a bunch of manga, A Certain Magical Index, A Certain Scientific Railgun, Astral Buddy Volume 1, ACC A13 Territory Inspection Department Volume 6, Barakamon Volume 17, Chio's School Road Volume 3, Chi Sweet Adventures 3, Dimension W13, Durara Re Dollars Arc Volume 4, Fairy Tale Battle Royale 2, Final Fantasy Lost Stranger 2, Fire Force 14, Forbidden Scrollery Volume 6, Freezing Volume 23 to 24, Gabriel Dropout 6, Girls Last Tour 6, Golden Kamui 8, Grand Blue Dreaming 4, Hakume and Mikochi Tiny Little Life in the Woods, Volume 4, Hatsuharu 5, Holy Corpse Rising 6, Is It Wrong to Try and Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? Familia Chronicle Episode Liu Volume 2, and
Whoa, that was one name?
That was one name.
What was the whole name?
Okay, is it wrong?
And there's
to
another
try,
one. There's another one
Is
too.
it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? Question mark. Familia Chronicle Episode Liu Volume 2, and is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon on the side? Sword Oratoria Volume 8.
Is there any other way to pick up girls?
Not that I've seen.
Read it and find out.
Dungeon or bust. That's the only way.
Kakegurui Twin Volume 1, Laid Back Camp 5, Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolt 10, My Youth Romantic Comedy is Wrong as I Expected, Volume 7, No Game No Life, Volume 8, Overlord 9, Prison School 12, Ran in the Great World 2, Re-Zero, Starting Life in Another World 9, Ruby, Official Manga Anthology 4, Saint Seiya Saintia Show Volume 5, School Live 10, Shibuya Goldfish 3, Silver Spoon 7, Sword Art Online, Alternative Gun Gale Online Volume 3, Sword Art Online Hollow Realization Volume 2, Tales of Wedding Rings Volume 5. Is that related to Tales of Symphonia? The Empty Box and Zeroth Ria Volume 5. Though You May Burn to Ash Volume 4. To Love Ru Volumes 11, 12. Tokyo Ghoul Re Volume 9, Trinity 7 Volume 15.5, Urusei Yatsura Volume 1, Val X Love Volume 5, Woof Woof Story Volume 1, and World's End Harem Volume 4.
That's a lot of stuff.
That is a lot of shit.
Oh, and Fate
With
Zero,
very long titles.
Fate/Zero Volume 8 and I Am a Hero Omnibus Volume 9. That should all be the third week of February. God, yeah, those are those amazing titles.
Is that the final volume of I Am a Hero? It's got to be.
No, it goes up to 11.
Yeah, it'll be 11. Will be the last.
It'll be 11.
Yes,
I think it should be done by like summer. I think.
Yeah, because he's already wrapped it up over in Japan.
Yeah, it was 22 total volumes, 2 volume per volume in America. So, all of that said, who's getting what? Someone go.
There's a lot of stuff.
Grand Blue Dreaming number 4. I think that's the only thing on the third week of February for me.
Yes.
That's the only thing for you? Wow.
Yeah, but
What about Golden Kamui?
Is that coming out the third week? I must have missed it.
Volume 8.
Okay, then I'm picking up Volume 8 of that.
Yeah, I'm definitely picking both of those up.
Probably wait for a week when there's more stuff to just bundle it up and get that free shipping.
I'm probably going to end up getting Girls Last Tour as well. And the one that's coming out on that Tuesday is going to be the last one, Volume 6. I'm probably going to pick that up at some point.
What is that? I have no idea.
That's the one that Stuart posted about, where it has kind of moe art, but they talk about existentialism. I don't know, but it sounds up my alley.
Okay.
Moe art.
It has moe art. Yeah, it's kind of like like the characters are basically moe blobs, which is a term apparently. That's apparently a term. Moe blobs. Yeah.
The only manga that Nelson reads.
Nah, I actually don't read much of that, but that one seems up my alley. That seems pretty cool. I don't know if there's anything else here.
Fire Force is coming out, and I know none of us are caught up with that, but Gio's been reading that.
Gio's definitely gonna pick that up.
He has good things to say about that series.
Laid Back Camp, I'm probably gonna pick up at some point. I'm surprised there's a Kakegurui spinoff already. I think that's what that is. I don't know.
I'm looking at the two of them that y'all mentioned, Golden Kamui and Grand Blue Dreaming, and then Silver Spoon and I Am a Hero. But the big release for me this month is Urusei Yatsura Volume 1. Or not this month, but this week.
What is that?
That is Rumiko Takahashi's series that preceded Ranma. Okay. So they've released pieces of it in the US, by Viz, but they've never released the entire series. So this is they're finally going to be releasing it in its entirety. Um, so I'm really excited because I'm a big fan of Ranma, and I've been wanting to check this out for a long time. Let's see the description on here. In a high stakes game of tag, Ataru must touch Lum's horns in 10 days, or aliens will take over the Earth. The fact that Lum can't fly doesn't make Ataru's job, or can fly doesn't make Ataru's job any easier. As it turns out, the game of tag is only the beginning of Ataru's troubles as he continues to attract strange encounters with otherworldly beings like beautiful snow spirit Oyuki and the sexy crow goblin princess Kurama. So it has a very much Ranma sound to it, like kind of
Sounds
romantic
very 90s.
stuff. Yes, exactly.
I
I'm
recognize that character. That character, I'm pretty sure a lot of us will recognize, even if we don't know where she's from.
Yeah,
What's it
She's
called?
popular. She's very iconic.
Urusei Yatsura, and
Yeah, she's got like kind of like a, I guess, a bikini, like leopard print kind of. Yeah.
yeah. So that's one of my like biggest releases for the month of February. I'm really looking forward to that one. When I saw that they solicited that, I was pretty pumped because that's like one of those classics that I just questioned, why is that not out here in print along with stuff like not Crying Freeman, City Hunter, and like what's the freaking one that I bought a volume of the other day? Fist of the North Star. Those classics from around the same era. It's like, why the fuck are these not localized?
Who's printing that?
That one's Viz.
Okay.
So
Okay, I figured it might be.
Wait, we've never had any Fist of the North Star translations in the US?
There are a few volumes like this one I got not too long ago that collects the first like 17 chapters or something, and then there were 3 other volumes that were released by Viz, and then another publisher, Gutsoon, did like 9 volumes or something like that, and then they just disappeared. And there's no complete localization of that series. The anime is out here, but the manga is not. So I'm very surprised about that.
Yeah, I remember watching the anime as a kid.
I'm very surprised that hasn't been published yet, considering how popular it is.
Yeah, no, completely. And then also how popular other series that were like inspired by it, like JoJo, is extremely popular right now. So I feel like they would want to capitalize a little on that, just the hyper masculine people.
And that's a series that's only grown popular in the last few years. It's gotten more and more popular as people have kind of come to it and found out.
In the meme.
Yeah.
There's a meme.
But does it hold up in quality?
I don't know.
That's a good point.
That's a good question. I didn't plan on checking out this volume anytime soon, but I could read this and kind of report back for anyone that is curious on that.
Yeah, because I haven't seen the anime since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I would expect it to hold up, honestly. A lot of things from that period hold up pretty well. But
you would expect Dragon Ball to hold up.
1995 is what it says. No, that's the printing over here. This is from the 80s.
That's from the 80s? Wow.
I'm pretty sure. I might be talking about my ass out of my ass at this point, but I mean JoJo is late 80s, and this is kind of predates that, and I think it would.
Yeah, it is 80s. Yeah. 1983 to 88.
My current reading of Crying Freeman definitely holds up. That series is fucking bonkers, and it's great.
I saw that recently. I was gonna pick it up, but I kind of figured maybe the other volumes were out of print, so I kind of didn't.
Adonis and I did some work today in finding out where you can get the volume. So if you're interested, you can follow his.
Yeah, I saw it on the chat.
Okay, so then the last week of February, and this definitely has at least one really big release. A bunch of Blu-rays and stuff. The Gashikashi Complete Series, Divine Gate Complete Series, Haruchika Complete Series, Vatican Miracle Examiner Collection, and then manga. There's again Volume 7, Alice and Zoroku, Volume 5, Captain Harlock Classic Collection, Volume 3, Clockwork Planet 10, Inspector 9, Made in Abyss 5, Masamune Kun's Revenge 9, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, Elma's Office Lady Diary, Volume 1, My Boy 3, Pandora of the Crimson Shell, Ghost Urn 11, Space Battleship Yamato, the Classic Collection, Ancient Magus Bride, Volume 10, To Love Ru Darkness, Volume 9, and then the big one is Berserk Deluxe Volume 1 hardcover, and then also from Dark Horse's Gantz G Volume 3. All right.
The only one that matters on this list is Berserk right now.
That's gonna be a big deal. Like I'm looking forward to it because it's gonna get a lot of people into manga.
Yeah,
I can see
I'm calling it
selling out.
now.
it's gonna get and a lot of people are gonna realize, oh, in the first 3 chapters, he's fucking a demon.
Yeah.
No, not even.
As soon as you open the page, yep.
He's going full on into a demon, and I'm like, oh, this is what I'm into. Okay, this is all right.
I hope that it does, like y'all mentioned, bring people into manga. I hope it does do that, because that would be awesome to kind of segue people, especially ones who might have been turned off, thinking that all manga is, what they see on Toonami anime with like Naruto and stuff. And then when you see that, there are series out there like this, it kind of gives you that idea of like, oh, if I'm into, a lot of more mature comics, and this is definitely in that line. And then given that it comes in such a nice package, it's definitely something that'll draw people in just by how it looks.
And it would be a good gateway into things like Vinland Saga, like even One Piece, like things like that. I feel like it would definitely be a gateway into those kinds of things. I mentioned Vinland Saga because obviously we're reading it for the book club, but they're also really nice hardcovers. So I feel a lot of people in the Omnibus community would definitely be willing to pick that up a lot more.
There's been plenty of guys who they've picked up the hardcovers and they're like, wow, I don't read manga, but holy shit, this is really good.
Yeah, I just started it. And it's blowing me away. It's really good.
Vinland Saga.
Yeah, Vinland Saga. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm planning on when everyone starts reading it for it was David, right, that started the little book club thing. So I'm planning on starting it whenever we do that. But
we have to have it read by the 8th, I think.
7th.
If anyone wants to join in, I think it's by the 8th that we're discussing Volume 1, and then a week later discussing Volume 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Ryley will read that in an hour, so it doesn't matter.
Riley's gonna get up and he's gonna have the entire series.
Like Ryley, tell them how many manga you read for those of them that don't know.
Today I started while I was at my office my 80th book for the year.
That's insane. It's January.
It's January 29th. Yeah, so 80 books. If you believe in yourself, you can do anything. It's like you go into this ultra instinct zone where like you're just like, I was reading volumes of Ajin, and to be fair, it's so like fast paced that it's easy to read it like this, but I literally read a volume of Ajin in 15 minutes.
So for reference,
that's how long it takes me for like a chapter. Jesus.
So for reference, guys, if you were Ryley, you could start One Piece, and you would only be 9 volumes behind at this point. You could probably catch up to One Piece in a month if you were Ryley.
Well, Adonis went through One Piece really quickly.
I did that. I did 72 volumes the month of June.
God bless you, sir.
Yeah, so that's 7 volumes in a month.
I was averaging like three volumes a day is what, like one of the 3-in-1s a day is what I was averaging.
Holy shit.
It's easy, like once you get into it and you kind of get into that zone, like you just want to keep going. And really like I don't like stop until my wife is just like, yo, we need to do whatever, and I'm just like, what? And then I put the book down. But
that was me with the Golden Age. With the Golden Age of Berserk, I finished that in like 3 or 4 days.
Oh yeah. But it's like I'm rushing through these books, so to say, rushing through them, but like I've been having so many good reading experiences, and I've been sharing my reviews and stuff, which is part of what drives me to keep reading all these things, is because I get to tell people my thoughts, and it seems like people are appreciative of me sharing it. But I've gotten to experience a lot of new series. Like I finished off Inuyashiki. I read Pluto, which was amazing. Battle Angel Alito was fantastic. A lot of these different series that have been sitting on my shelves for some of them not too long, but some of them for a little while. I'm finally getting around to reading, and it's been fantastic experience. And it's just I look at my shelves sometimes. Last year I was looking at my shelves and I'm like, shit, I'm buying so many books, and I'm just sitting here and like I basically look at it and then I shelf it and then I'm like, one day. And so I'm like, well, why can't one day be today or tomorrow or the rest of this month? So it's been great. And I have right now, I was telling Luis earlier before we started, my reading list, I still have a solid 270 books or something that I need to finish, and then I'm going to start buying more things. And so
so next week.
Yeah, at this pace it'll take me a couple more 2-3 months or so. I'm hoping to get through it, but it depends on how quickly I can if I really get into it, I might be able to read Toriko behind me in 4 days or something. But
I'm actually pretty interested in that one. But it'll have to wait until I finish One Piece and a lot of other shonens.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless I come out and I'm like, this is the greatest thing that ever happened, and I just won't shut up about it.
Yeah.
And then
That's happened a couple times already. And then I just start other things in the middle of things, and then I never finish anything.
All the time.
Yeah.
What have you guys been? Because that's another thing I wanted to ask you guys. What have you guys been reading so far? Like in the past month, throughout January, what have you guys been up to?
I did.
We're gonna pale in comparison, but
yeah, seriously. I did 18 volumes of Hunter to catch up, and I can read it. I can finish the rest digitally, but I've been putting it off. I've been watching a lot of Black Clover, which is it's actually really fun. It's just like a fun round. You don't expect anything amazing, but it's really fun to watch. And it's a JRPG, so I beat Kingdom Hearts 1. That's been most of my January.
Sweet.
For me, it's been, as far as anime, I've been watching Promised Neverland. I mean, I know what's going to happen, but because I'm pretty far into the manga, but I think they nailed the translation from manga to anime as far as that goes. It's pretty much a page for page translation.
There's one thing about it that I'm going to comment on later that I don't like about it.
Really? Really?
Yeah, and you know what it is? It's the internal monologue out loud, while there are people right next to them that can't hear. They're playing out loud, and they're literally just saying it out loud because they don't want to do internal monologue, I guess. But because the manga has a lot of internal monologue. You see what characters are thinking all the time.
Yeah.
So they're actually saying it, like they're speaking.
Yeah, they're speaking it and it's. I didn't catch that. You're right. Now that's gonna fucking bother me. Damn.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, you're
just pretend that they're saying it to themselves. Just pretend that.
And they're speaking basically their internal monologue out loud, which makes no sense when they could just be saying it. Yeah.
In their head.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they made that decision, but.
So I've been watching that. I need to catch up with Ancient Magus Bride. I keep meaning to catch up with that. I went and saw Dragon Ball Super Brawly in theaters, which holy shit. If you can, it's totally worth going to see in theaters. It was really fun. As far as the manga side, I am still trying to keep up with My Hero. I fell off of it after I had caught up pretty close to where it was at and then just dropped off again. That tends to happen to me. I'm currently on volume 10 of One Piece, so I'm making my way through that. I have so much more to go. It's ridiculous. And I eventually want to catch up with Assassination Classroom because I dug the first 2 volumes of that when I read it.
I've been pretty curious about that one.
First 2 volumes are fun.
It's not
a fun
good.
series. I dig it.
It's not too long either. I think it's 20 volumes.
Yeah, I got pretty far into the anime, and I don't know how faithful it is to the manga, but it starts out very fun and then pretty quickly fizzles out. It's almost like they're
I've heard that a lot. Yeah.
Oh, that's disappointing.
I've got it on my list, not on my reading list, but it's one of the series I need to. I have
all of it.
No, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 out of 21 volumes. So eventually I'll fill in the blanks and maybe I'll read the first 5 just to kind of give me a sense of it first before I jump in, balls deep into it. But I watched the first few episodes of the anime, and it seemed very kind of just, it was a pattern, like a repeating pattern of like something new is introduced that plays into the whole them trying to figure out how to kill him, and it like usually it's something that hampers them, something that might help them for a second, and it's just like very
so they have to try to kill their teacher?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's
okay. I actually didn't know that's what the premise was. That sounds cool.
the whole thing. It's like this alien dude, and he pops up, and he's like, "Hey, you guys,
They have a year to kill him.
yeah, it's like you have a whole year. You need to figure out how to kill me." And like everyone is trying to figure out, knives, guns, weapons, whatever they have to do to try and kill him. And he's basically training them to be able to kill him.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
If they don't kill him in that time period, I think, what is it? He blows up the earth or something?
Wow.
Blows up the earth. Yeah, he already.
Yeah. And he proves that he is a serious threat by blowing a huge crater into the moon.
Wow.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
That's pretty out there. Wow.
So
See, I was thinking it was going to be something more along the lines of Danganronpa, if you guys ever played that game or watched the anime version.
I've heard about it. I've been explained.
I thought it was gonna be more like Deadly Class.
Yeah, that's another thing that came to mind.
Yeah, I thought
But when I watched it, it started the. I'll let you go.
I was thinking like Battle Royale when I heard about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
The first like 5 minutes of the anime are very serious, and then it quickly dissolves into lots of jokes, and then there's like character moments between the students and the teacher, but ultimately their goal is to kill him. And there's a lot of, okay, we think we have a plan. Here's the plan. Oh, great, we gotta get him next time.
Yeah, it's basically the same pattern with every episode. So one day I'll read it and find out what there is to find out about it, I guess. But it got pretty popular, so there has to be something to say for it. I know that popular doesn't always mean quality, but there's a reason that something becomes that popular.
My favorite moment this past month was everybody watching Promised Neverland on Twitter and getting everybody's reaction when they get to the final moment of that first episode and they realize, oh fuck, this is really a lot darker than what we thought it was. Didn't Omar give like the first volume to his kid?
Yes. Yeah, Omar gave the first volume to his daughter, and she like brought it back, and she's like, "Daddy, I don't think this is for me. I don't think I'm supposed to be reading this."
He didn't like bother looking at it. He
thought Neverland. Oh, it's probably like a Peter Pan type thing. No. I'm so sorry, sir.
How old is she?
I don't know how old Omar's kids are. They're younger though. I think like under 10.
I think.
Oh Jesus.
So yeah, so definitely younger. Not the intended audience. Not at all. Okay, so Luis mentioned Dragon Ball. I haven't gotten to watch it. Have either of you guys watched the Brawly movie?
I don't really have an interest in that.
Unfortunately, not. I tried to catch the live stream, but it got taken down.
Yeah, that was kind of boo-boo. I have a link to a really shitty quality, like the video quality is good, but the sound quality, like you can hear the person who's recording it in the theater and they're like laughing, and like at the beginning they're like hooting and hollering like woo woo woo. So like they're obviously really excited about it, but I couldn't like focus. And also the sound like cuts out. Like I was listening to it with headphones and it was like in my left ear and then my right ear, and then it was like going in.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to watch a whole movie like that.
No. It ruins.
I'd rather wait.
Yeah, I'll catch it at some point because I'm definitely interested. I'm a fan of Dragon Ball. I grew up with it. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but it's it's part of my existence. It's part of my childhood. It's part of my upbringing. Yeah. So I'm excited to see how they bring Broly and Gogeta and maybe any other concepts into the canon when they weren't exactly canon before.
They do some interesting things. They actually develop the characters surprisingly a little bit for a Dragon Ball series. They give Brawley a pretty good backstory, and they make him a bit sympathetic. So
Yeah, my coworker was telling me about that. They changed his story a lot, and apparently for the better.
Yeah, believe it or not, the first 30, 40 minutes of that movie, there's almost no action. It's all backstory on Brawley and the Saiyan race and stuff like that. And I was like, oh shit, there's actually a plot. There's actually character development a little bit here.
Because originally Broly didn't have much to him, right? Like he was just like some guy that wanted to take revenge on Goku or something like that, right?
No.
It was the stupidest, like his.
Oh, it's even more stupid than that. Okay.
Yeah,
he was like some skinny guy.
Dragon Ball Super Abridged nails it, where they say your backstory is fucking stupid, but goddamn it, are you cool?
Well, his backstory is he wants revenge on Goku because when they were on planet Vegeta as babies, they were like next to each other, and Goku wouldn't stop crying, and so he hates Goku for crying too much.
So stupid.
That is so stupid.
But he's like the coolest. Big muscular ass, like, because back in the 90s and early 2000s when we were all watching Dragon Ball, you're like, oh shit, this guy's got the biggest muscles, and that makes him the coolest.
The biggest JoJo.
No, here's actually they give him a really good, pretty decent backstory actually, as far as how the King Vegeta ties into it and Brawley's exile and everything, and they flesh out his backstory pretty damn well, to the point where once the fighting actually breaks out, you understand why he is the way he is, and you actually kind of hope he doesn't die towards the end of the movie. I'm not going to spoil how it ends, but you're actually hoping like, oh shit, I hope he doesn't bite it at the end of this and he makes it through. But it's fun. Dragon Ball gets a pass for me and for a lot of people in my generation, because that's the shit we grew up with.
Right.
So I give it a pass on a lot of stuff. It's fun for me. So I dug it. If you are a Dragon Ball fan, if you grew up watching Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT for whatever that's worth, and you watch Dragon Ball Super, this is an obvious. You just run out and go see it, and you really do deserve to see it in the best format possible.
Thank you for feeling that I deserve that. I feel special. I wanted to mention that, and then the other big like February thing that I'm thinking of, because I don't follow like anime releases, so I don't know if there's any new series popping up. But in February, we do have a pretty big game release in Jump Force.
Oh hell yeah!
A lot of people are pretty excited about that. I've been following things that people post, and Gio sharing things whenever he sees them, and all the different characters that Alex has been screaming about JoJo's needing to be in there and stuff like that. And so what are you guys? Are any of y'all picking that up this month or February?
I think so, but I kind of want to play it first because I play some fighting games, and as a fighting game, it doesn't seem that deep. So I'm kind of on the fence, but I'm probably gonna end up picking it up because that roster alone is amazing. If anyone wants to try it, the open beta is actually on tonight, but it's at really weird times. It's gonna be like, I think it starts at 11 p.m. EST or something like that, and tomorrow as well. But I think tomorrow's gonna be in the afternoon.
I have work in the morning. I would love to.
I'm gonna try to catch maybe like a little bit today, just to see how it feels. I really just want to see how it feels, but yeah, I'm probably picking it up.
Yeah, that roster is insane. I mean, we're talking Kurapika, Luffy.
No Dio though.
Yeah, no JoJo.
There's a JoJo. I think there's one.
There's a JoJo. I thought there was.
I think so. Jotaro. Right? There's Jotaro.
The third JoJo. Yeah, Jotaro.
Okay.
Say it right.
JoJo number 3. JoJo the 3rd. Adonis, are you looking at picking it up when it comes out?
I'm thinking about it. I just don't want it to be one of those games where I play it for a week
that's my fear
and then
too.
I drop it like Injustice 2.
Yeah,
I feel that.
I mean, as far as fighting games, Dragon Ball FighterZ nailed it for me. So if it's not on par with that for me, I'm gonna probably just red box it and see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking
It's
that.
by the way, the beta starts from 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. tonight, and tomorrow 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. This is the EST time.
So that's my time zone.
So it's kind of awkward times. Like people are going to be either at work or sleeping, which is kind of, I'm not sure why they picked these times, but they're probably for someone else, I assume.
What's
For Europe. It's for Europe. That's what it is.
what about Japan? What time is that in Japan?
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm looking here at all the times.
Japan
but
probably got a
Japan.
demo.
Yeah, they probably already like tried it a lot. I did see some gameplay though, and it looks good. It looks really good.
It's just like it has that back when the first Smash came out, and I was like, oh shit, like there's a game that you can play as Mario or Link or Pikachu. Like this is insane. And it's like the same kind of feeling that I'm getting as when I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that they had like Jump Superstars games and stuff like on the DS that have been coming out forever. But this is like, well, it's being localized, which is great because now I don't have to try and learn like how to
I think they only localized maybe 2 other jumps.
Yeah, it really hasn't been many, and there's just
Stars.
roster is insane. It's
Yeah.
insane, absolutely insane. Seriously, like series that some of them that I haven't even heard of, some of them that I've been like, I've heard of but don't know anything about. Like there's Jaguar from Kyoto.
Yeah, who is
Jaguar. Like that's I don't even know. I've heard about the series because I remember
Jaguar from?
he's from Jaguar. He's
Oh, okay.
No, they are saving All Might for DLC.
They gotta have
I
it.
know.
I'm
I'm
actually,
so
yeah, I'm
mad
actually
about that.
surprised they only have Deku so far. That's
Yeah,
the only person.
that All Might's going to be DLC in a few months.
Maybe
They've
because
gotta
it's a newer show, but I don't know.
Well, they've got like so
Yeah,
many
they only
random
have
people from other series that no one does anyone
too much
really
DBZ.
a lot of DBZ.
Yeah, there's like 5, like a good 7 DBZ characters probably.
So it's
Probably
like
like 5 Hunter x Hunter. There's like 7 One Piece characters. Some of which I'm surprised
Isn't there
about,
only
but
3?
Gon made the cut, did he?
Who did?
Gon made the cut.
Yeah, Gon made the cut. Yeah, Gon, Kurapika, Isoka, and
Leorio.
Killua.
And Leorio.
Leorio's in it?
Yeah. I'm pretty
Is
sure,
it?
isn't he?
I don't remember him being there.
And
Leorio doesn't even fight. Like he fights, but he doesn't really fight.
I could have sworn that Alex was freaking out about Leorio being there.
I don't know.
What was the name? Oh my god, I'm blanking. Marine? I keep blanking on the bad guy's name for that arc. Yeah,
Meruem.
Meruem. He's probably going to be DLC.
Oh,
They're gonna
I
confuse him
hope
with
so.
OP as fuck.
Meruem's one of my favorite villains of all time. If you can even call that.
Yeah, so
He's
it's
gonna be Cell alternate skin.
I like
Rip off his arm and bitch slap you with it.
I remember that's the first thing you said when you started reading that volume, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
Yup.
That's
Bargain bin Cell.
You get one look at him and you automatically like, oh, this is the knockoff version of Cell. And then as you get further into it, you're like, no, this there's a lot more going on with this guy.
Yeah, he's got more depth than all DBZ characters combined.
Yeah, absolutely. I wept at the end of that arc. Like there were tears coming off my face.
Yeah, that was an amazing arc.
I like the idea, the red box idea. I might actually go with that because my plan on Jump Force was I would buy it depending on how positive reviews were, but at the same time, like because it's a fighting game, and I also have that kind of like y'all were saying, like play it a lot for the first week and then just kind of let it sit and gather dust.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that to happen. So if I bought it, I would wait like way down the line.
Yeah, for a sale.
Exactly.
I mean, if anything, if you guys probably haven't had a GameFly trial, you could try that. That's a good way to try it.
I forgot that existed.
Yeah, I tried it one time. It's pretty good.
It's like old school Netflix for games when they
Yeah.
mailed.
Blockbuster.
Yeah. What else? The last thing that I was gonna ask everyone about was, which is perfect timing because we're like pretty much right at an hour now. So we talked about new releases and which new releases we're looking at picking up. February is a pretty massive month with a lot of cool stuff coming out. But is there anything outside of new releases that you guys are looking to pick up for February? Like any older series that you want to grab a couple volumes of, or anything like that?
Well, I'm basically out of space, so I'm trying to not do that. But I'm probably going to be getting the rest of Vinland Saga.
Okay.
Yeah, for now I'm just going to pick up 2 volumes, and then I'm probably going to pick it up little by little, so I don't run out of space completely.
I need to catch up with those Junju Ito books.
Oh, I need to catch up on those too, but
Yeah.
I do have them. I just need to catch up on reading them. Like Tomi's actually over there because I've been reading it since Halloween, and I'm still like halfway through. It's very episodic, so I feel like I kind of like just pick up like a chapter whenever I'm kind of in the mood for it, and that's kind of how I've been doing it.
It works out, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Adonis, anything?
I'm gonna wait for the next series. I'm gonna wait for the next series that Ryley absolutely like hypes up. I'll pick that up.
Well, do you have? Because I already hyped the hell out of.
So far, it's been like everything.
The one that we talked about earlier.
He's been reading some really good stuff.
Crying Freeman?
Freeman Crybaby? Freeman. Yeah.
Freeman
Crybaby. I'm confusing with Devilman.
Devilman Crybaby, Freeman Cry. Yeah, that shit's bonkers, man. I sent a picture to y'all of like he pulls off his shoe and like slides the sole, and there's a button, and then he like throws it like a freaking boomerang, and it's
so that's what was happening there, because I looked at it, I
like,
didn't know what was going on,
and it's a bomb, and it just blows up this thing, and I was like reading it on my lunch earlier, and I was like, what the fuck? That was great. He's like always naked. It's like because he has these really intricate dragon tattoos all over his body, and I know it's supposed to be like this really serious, like he takes his clothes off and he's like, see my dragon tattoos, I'm obviously a hardcore dude, and but it's like they're about to like bust in a fight, and he's just like buck ass naked.
Graham Blue predecessor.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you guys
like Grand Blue. Yeah.
loving Grand Blue, this is perfect. This is right up your alley, and it's only 5 volumes, so it's not a terribly long series, but and it's written by the same guy who did Lone Wolf and Cub.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got some pedigree
really?
behind it. Mm-hmm. But it has that good classic 80s style of art. It's not too like overly muscular guys like you'll find in JoJo or Fist of the North Star, but it's like that kind of lean looking guys, and it honestly looks, I mentioned earlier that I'm trying to find a volume of it, but it looks like exactly
really
like
for the
High
80s.
School's artwork, which is
the only 80s manga that I've read is Tezuka's stuff, and Crying Freeman compared to Tezuka stuff looks a lot more modern. Oh, and Devilman, yeah. I forgot about Devilman.
Devilman, I think, is even older than that. God damn it, I can't find any volumes of Cromartie, but it definitely has a similar vibe of the artwork. But Cromartie is completely not the same vibe of type of series. Like Cromartie is 100% different vibe of actual content. But it's been cool so far. And then after that one, I don't know what I'm gonna read next. It's kind of a toss up, but it's gonna be a couple of classic things I've got lined up: Parasite, Monster, and Vinland Saga. So something good.
Lameworks, thank you so much for the super chat.
That's Mohammed.
Oh, nice.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
We definitely want to keep this up. I definitely want to try and make this a monthly thing. Do this as much as we freaking can. If we can start doing it more than once a month, if it warrants it, then it will definitely happen. So I appreciate the feedback there.
Sledge is asking if you've read New Lone Wolf and Cub, and I was actually just about to ask you guys about that, because I recently made a comment or something about it, thinking it was a new edition of Lone Wolf and Cub, thinking it was just like a bigger paperback because the omnibuses are kind of stocky.
Yeah.
So I thought they were re-releasing it in regular paperbacks, but apparently it's a sequel. And for a sequel for a series with such a pedigree like that, I'm kind of curious to see what kind of thing it is. But I don't think you guys know anything about that, do you?
I haven't read it. I read the first couple of omnibus editions, the stocky ones that you're talking about of Lone Wolf and Cub, but I never finished it, and then I never got the new one. And I think there was also like Lone Wolf and Cub 2100 or something like that.
I've seen those around, I think.
This is a sequel.
Just how stocky are those Omnis?
I think they're almost the same size as the Gantz omnibuses that came
Like
out.
I Am a Hero, right? Like kind of similar.
Yeah.
No, smaller than that.
Even
I'm pretty
smaller?
sure they're smaller than Berserk, and Berserk is smaller than like a regular Viz
Yeah.
volume.
So they're basically just like the single volumes of Lone Wolf and Cub.
Yeah, they're the
Because
same
if
height.
so, then I'm just gonna pick up the single volumes because I have access to them pretty cheap. I might do that.
Is this so you said this is a sequel to Lone Wolf and Cub?
Yeah.
That's dangerous to go back to that.
That's exactly why I brought it up, because I'm like, how are you gonna mess with a masterpiece like that?
Sludge says it picks up right at the end of Lone Wolf and Cub.
Yeah. Darwin
which
Cook,
is even more worrying.
Darwin Cook, when he was still alive, DC Comics, they now we're kind of treading into comics, but they begged him to come back and do more New Frontier, and he refused to do it. He's like, no, because I don't want to.
Wait, who?
Darwin
Darwin Cook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when he was still alive, DC Comics, they begged him to come back and do more New Frontier, and he refused to do it. He's like, I don't want to touch it.
Yeah, don't mess with the classic. I feel like, if you're gonna do it, do like some sort of like reboot or something like that. I don't know, or some alternate timeline, something that's not gonna mess with the original story. But I don't know. I mean, it could be good. It could be pretty good.
To answer my own question though, but from before about what like other stuff I'm looking at getting this month. Last month I finished off buying Toriko, and then this upcoming month, February, I'm going to buy the last few volumes of Banana Fish. Ice has been like wanting someone to make this the new hype for a long time. So I'm like, okay, I've bought like a few volumes a month for the past few months, and then once I have all of them, it'll go onto my reading list. And since it's 19 total volumes, it will probably precede some of the longer things like Prince of Tennis and Toriko. And then I'll try and hype the shit out of it until it goes out of print again. But yeah, that's the most immediate thing. And then whenever I clear some more stuff off of my list, I plan on getting the last few volumes of Yu-Gi-Oh that I need, the original series.
I'm actually pretty curious about that. Like, I feel like that's something I would enjoy just from pure nostalgia.
I'm excited. Like, I'm giddy. I kind of just want to jump into it now, but I'm like, no, you have so much.
And talking about Abridged earlier today, like it got me in the mood for it too.
Yeah,
it starts off so dark. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced Yu-Gi-Oh away from the anime, but I did read the manga when I was little, and it starts off like he's the king of games, not just of Duel Monsters. So one of the first games he plays, he's like daring this guy to stick his hand inside a shoe that has a spider in it, a spider that will kill you, and that's how they play the game. It's like,
I think that was in the anime, but like in a different, like a more kid-friendly way.
There's an anime before the Kids WB stuff.
Yeah.
And it's darker.
Like one episode.
It's dark as shit.
I think the Little Kariba actually did an abridged version of that episode.
Yeah,
I think I'm not sure.
It's dark fun. It's like Kids WB ruined everything.
How many volumes is Yu-Gi-Oh? The original?
The original series is 38 volumes.
That's not bad, because they have the 3-in-1s, right?
Exactly. So it's 13 total, and the last one is only 2-in-1. So that's what I have been buying. So I only need 4 more of those. And then I also grabbed, I only have 3 out of 5, but there's this spin-off, Yu-Gi-Oh! R. It's the only Yu-Gi-Oh! Spin-off that takes place during the main series with the main characters. So it happens after.
I've heard good things about that.
I haven't heard anything about the quality, but I'm curious about it because of where it takes place. But it takes place like between the Duelist arc, which is like Duelist Kingdom and Battle City and all that, and then after this is Millennium World, which is like the finale of the original series.
It's only 5 volumes, not bad.
Yeah, I have 3 of them right now.
I mean, for however much it's worth, it's rated about the same, slightly lower than Yu-Gi-Oh! On my anime list.
That's cool.
For what it's worth.
So yeah, that's all I got that's everything I wanted to cover for this week, I think, guys. So that's awesome. Look really quick to see if there's anything, what people are saying in the chat. Make sure we answer any lingering questions for a few minutes before my wife finishes the current episode of whatever show she's watching and comes back and asks me to hurry up. I think earlier in here, David asked me if I ever got a hold of Katamari Reroll. I did. Before GameStop put more copies online and restocked it, Tyler Blunt helped me out in finding one. So he got me that and mailed it to me, and I only had to, pay for the actual cost plus shipping. So honestly, it was probably only a few dollars more than I would have gotten it for in the store. So I'm not upset, and I got to play it like last week or so. So good for me.
Always nice seeing people spot each other.
Yeah, it was awesome. He was like, "Dude, you still looking for it?" Because I totally found a copy. I was like, "What?"
That was going for a lot on eBay.
Yeah. It definitely did.
Shut up so quick.
I remember calling my GameStops when you were looking for it, and the clerk literally laughed at me. He was like, "Oh yeah, yeah."
Looking for Katamari?
Yeah. He was
dude,
like,
I did
funny.
the same thing. I was driving back to my office from another part of town, and I knew that there was a GameStop next to there. And the thing is, on the fucking app, it said that they had a copy, and I was like, all right, well, let me go. But it wouldn't let me reserve it. It was like, we have a copy. It's not available to be reserved. So I stopped in and I was like, hey, do you have Katamari? And it was like that, I felt like freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger looking for a Turbo Man in Jingle All the Way, man. It was like, they started laughing at me, and I'm like, it says, and they're like, we just sold it. I'm like, I'm fucking sure you did.
They said the exact same thing to me. There was a store
they did not sell it. They kept it.
Yeah, no way. Bastards.
They held that shit. It was probably one of the employees. I know that because I used to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, oh no, I'm so sorry, we don't have that amiibo. Haha.
You were that guy?
I was that guy.
Oh, I hated you.
I know.
I still hate him.
I hate me now too. It's no, I did that once with one amiibo because there was a used Fox amiibo, and I was so excited about it, and I put it to the side for my shift so I could buy it later. And this dad came in looking for it, and he's like, "It says on the website that you have it," and I was like, And then my boss got upset with me. I was like, I'm freaking buying it, dude. Like, what do you want me to do?
I used to hold variant covers for myself at the comic book store I worked at.
You jerk.
People would come in. Yeah, I mean, it's on a lesser level just because I would never spend a ton of money in a variant cover. But if one was cool, I was like, nah, that's mine. Mm-hmm. Nobody touch that.
Someone comes in like, hey, do you have that new J. Scott Campbell variant? And you're like,
Nope. What are you talking about?
J. Scott Campbell? Who is that? No, I don't. What's a J. Scott Campbell?
What's a Batawang?
I regret only picking up one copy of that.
All right, what else? What else is going on in the chat? Just to check.
There's an Urasawa comment.
What do you think the better Urasawa work is, Monster or Pluto? I've only read Pluto.
I've only read Monster.
Wow, I've read Pluto, and I got halfway through Monster, and it started to lose steam for me.
Really?
How far into Monster did you get? What's halfway?
If I remember right, it was probably around volume 12, where the sniper rifle scene where he's on the second floor. Yeah,
that scene is so good.
Oh, it was good. No, it was good. It was good. It was just losing steam for me after that.
See, I've heard the other way around. I've heard it starts off slow and takes a while to really get good.
Yeah, volume 3 is very episodic in my opinion. I think it's volume 3. It's a lot of Tenma traveling. Yeah. So that I read that and it was slow as shit. And so then I put it down, and then when I picked up volume 4, I just read right through it. I couldn't stop.
That's actually coming up in my next IST order, so I'm still not gonna read it yet, but I'll have it all.
Whereas Pluto for me was a tight 9-volume story, and it just moved at a great pace, and the payoff was just so good. I loved it. Pluto.
Yeah, it's so solid. It has a great beginning, middle, and end. It's like you said, it's very tight. It doesn't have a lot of room to kind of let its wheels just spin. And it was really impressive to see a story that I haven't read the original, but a story that was very, very short being expanded into a full series at like 60 something chapters total. God, yeah, that was such a good experience. But also speaking of Urasawa, I think that Adonis, was it you that you were reading 20th Century Boys and you got to like volume 7 or something?
Oh, I think it's volume 5 when there's like a big event and then the perspective changes drastically.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a feeling I'm gonna love that one from the way you guys talk about it.
It's so good. I picked it back up.
Huh? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I picked it back up at volume 7 and I started reading a couple pages and then I remembered why I liked it so much. Yeah. So I'm back on that.
Good.
I love when that happens.
I was gonna try and push you. I was gonna be like, dude, don't stop.
In my opinion, it's his magnum opus. It's his best book.
It was.
See, I think it's so funny with Urasawa because everyone has a different opinion on what his best book is. So I'm really excited to get around to that.
It's a fantastic series. I had it like the first 9 in the original thinner signature editions, and I started reading it, and it just like I flew through it, and I was like, okay, I can't wait, and I can't just sit here and spend money because I know I'm going to get the thicker ones when they come out. So I read it all like on scans, and like I was just constantly just on my computer reading it, and I had to finish it. It like within a few days or so, I feel like I read through the entire thing, and it was just such a great experience from start to finish. He really knows how to weave like a great story, at least between that and Pluto. It's like a great mystery, a great drama where you can't help but keep on reading after each chapter. Like you want to know exactly what's going to happen. And it keeps you guessing, it keeps you on your toes and stuff. Like I literally did not want to stop reading Pluto. I would read it until the moment that like my eyes would not stay open, and then I would wake up like I typically fall asleep around 11 p.m. So I would like around 11, and then I'd wake up at 5 a.m. and just start reading it immediately.
Doesn't he? Well, two things I'm going to say. First, the way Urasawa, it's clear when you read 20th Century Boys and you finish it and you go back and you start it again, because I've been kind of starting it again recently. He has the major beats planned out. He knows where he's going to take his story before he actually writes it. So that to me alone is impressive. And doesn't he have something? He's working on something. He has something coming out this year, doesn't he?
Like a digital manga, right?
Something like that. I thought I read somewhere.
Oh, yeah. I think there was a post about that. I don't remember what it was though.
I remember. I think it was Molly in the group said that he's typically opposed to manga. So what's going to digital scans, and Kong replied saying with just dollar signs, and I was like, yeah, that makes so much sense.
I'm not sure exactly what that project is, but I know that a lot of people have been commenting about how they need to localize
Billy
Bat. And then on my buying list, I only have the first volume of it right now as Master Keaton out of the 14. So I'd like to get that and kind of.
That one's the one where he just writes, right?
That one at the
co-wrote.
I think he's only the artist, and then eventually he co-writes it.
Okay.
I thought he co-wrote the whole thing.
I think he co-writes not at the very beginning, but starting a few volumes in.
Okay.
So it's not like that much that he missed out on, but he didn't do the entire thing.
You probably plotted it out. He seems like a very plot-oriented writer.
For sure.
So he probably laid out the general plot, and then the other guy probably did the rest.
And then he probably hated what the other guy was doing. He said,
let's see. Make sure if anyone's saying something in the chat that we need to address. But
Sledge, I checked out your link, and the difference is actually really big between the omnibus of Lone Wolf and Cub and the single version, because the singles are very small, like really small.
They're
tiny.
In your pocket on the side.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're like the size of a hand. And the same goes for Path of the Assassin and Samurai Executioner. Those are all that size. So
Yeah.
hopefully they'll get some new releases or omnibuses or something like that.
Yeah, I can see Pluto getting that treatment.
Oh, the thick with 2 C's release.
I would be so
they would
down.
have to make the covers really cool because the Pluto spines are really nice.
Yeah, they are.
That's what's stopping me from getting it. I just the only reason I have the singles of 20th Century Boys is because I got the whole set for like $100.
Yeah, that's a really good deal.
I would have been stupid to not pass it up.
Yeah.
How much?
$100.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
For like 23 volumes or something like that. That's
Yep.
amazing.
All of it. No, I had to pick up 21st Century Boys separately, but
Which
I
is
didn't
the
get
other one.
Still.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at the picture on that link. Anything else, guys, before we start wrapping anything up?
I'm surprised your wife hasn't walked in yet.
Yeah, I can
Maybe she fell asleep.
I can smell her cooking something. I feel like she's definitely cooking something. I can't tell what it is, but there's something being cooked. It's probably some sort of dessert. Maybe, or no, she might be cooking something for tomorrow. I don't know. I'm horrible at guessing, but she's been making like keto desserts and stuff. She made me like keto Reese's peanut butter cups, and she made herself keto Nutella, which she is almost done eating the whole jar of because she liked it so much.
Nice.
So yeah, Omni.
Hello?
Am I the only one that is he lagging? Yeah, I think he's lagging.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he's lagging. Hello, Ryley. And we lost him. His wife.
Am I still lagging?
I was gonna say your wife heard about it and she cut the connection.
Am I still lagging?
You just
Yes,
flip the switch on the.
I think.
What the router, the modem.
Yep. Just quick unplug.
He looks like he just saw a ghost.
Oh no, he's frozen again.
Am I back? God damn it.
There. Yeah, there it is. Hello?
Am I good?
Yeah, you're good. Barely.
What? Like you guys were all fine. I just couldn't hear you guys, or I couldn't. You guys couldn't hear me, I guess.
Yeah, you're all good now.
All right. Well, I was gonna start wrapping up anyway, unless there's anything big that you guys want to mention before we finish up here.
I think we probably covered everything.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, before we finish wrapping up, I didn't mention it before, but Omnibros Network, of course, our sponsor is instocktrades.com, where you can get all of your comic book needs. They have a ton of manga available on there as well, for pretty much cheaper than you'll find it anywhere else.
A lot of times it's cheaper than most other places.
Yeah, most of the times it'll be a little bit cheaper than like Right Stuff, which I know is a big retailer for manga and anime as well. And then, of course, for big like Western releases, omnibuses are typically 50% off on the first week. Free shipping after $50. They ship internationally if you are fine with paying for the shipping costs. You get usually really fantastic bomb-proof packaging. I've seen a lot of people who post images of their packages that are kind of destroyed, but the books are still intact. Amazing customer service from our lovely Emily, who will send you nice emails to let you know, about anything that's going on with your packages or any deals that are going on. We just had our quarterly Omnibros discount, which was Conan Hype this past weekend. So in a few months, we'll get another Omnibros discount. Just all around a ton of awesome stuff to say about In-Stock Trades. We're always super happy to have them as our sponsor. So all of those new releases that we were talking about, those will all be available on instocktrades.com. And then you guys, where can they find all of y'all? Luis, where can they find you?
Hello? Okay. You can find me at Comics Guide 101 on Facebook and Twitter. That's about it.
And Nelson, I know you've got a channel. What's your channel, and where else can people find you?
Right now, I mean, the name is pending, but right now the name is Sequential Consequence, which is kind of a mouthful, and I always say it wrong. I don't know if I'm gonna stick with it, but right now that's where you can find me. I got 3 videos up right now of manga hauls.
Awesome.
If you guys are interested.
Adonis, do you have anywhere that you want people to find you?
The Otaku's Farm. You know,
Awesome.
we're wholesome and weebish, so come on down.
A fantastic place where I feel like nothing ever goes wrong.
I would like also to take some time to plug the podcast that me, Adonis, and Filippo will be doing. I don't know what we're gonna call it now because we kind of just like use the same name. So I don't know what we're gonna do about that, but we should have an episode on Poon Poon next week. I think, yeah, next week.
I think we said Sunday, so we'll see.
Sunday, okay, Sunday, yeah.
Awesome. And then eventually, like whenever we do stuff, I think you guys. Someone said that Filippo was busy on.
It's his birthday today.
Oh, okay, that's why.
Happy birthday, Filippo.
Yeah, happy birthday, man.
I'm sure he's not watching, but
no, not at all. But
happy birthday.
If he checks it out, at least he can see that.
I hope we can get him on sometime. He's
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I wanted to see if he would join us, but then y'all said he was busy, so that makes sense. I didn't know if maybe it was like, oh, Tuesday nights Filippo does Dungeons and Dragons with everyone else. Like I don't know, like friggin' Omar.
We should do a live Dungeons and Dragons.
Every time I start up a campaign, it never goes anywhere.
Oh God. Does anybody even know how to DM here?
I don't.
I'm sure I could figure it out. All of you are in hell. Survive.
So that was our first episode. Awesome stuff. I'm so happy that everyone was able to join and watching. Thank you guys for joining and doing this show. Luis, thank you for taking a break from Kingdom Hearts for a little over an hour. Adonis, Nelson, thanks for joining me on our channel here. I would very much love to have you guys back if we do this. I'm planning on right now at least once a month. So I would love to be able to ask you guys to join us again. Otherwise, you can find me here on this channel. You can find me at my channel, Ryleymo, RYLEYMO, where I have not uploaded a video in a couple of months at least. You can find me on my Instagram, RYLEYM0, where I like to upload pictures of my dogs. And you can also find me on the Facebook group, the Omnibus Collectors Comic Swap and Community. And if you are a manga fan and for some reason you have not joined our group, Otaku's Farm, it is a beautiful place. Please request to join, and we will put you on in there.
Yeah, come take part in our book club too.
Yeah,
read Vinland Saga.
Book club for Vinland Saga starting up right now, and like you guys mentioned, we will be discussing the first volume on what was it, the 7th or so?
Something like that, 7th or 8th, something like that. I don't remember.
Awesome. Well, that is all we got for tonight. Again, thank you everyone for joining. Thank you everyone for joining me and making the video and making my dreams come true. And we will see you guys later.
Good night, everybody.
See you guys.